Yeah, there's definitely a lack of safety protocol happening there. He's just kind of jumping from ledge to ledge. It's okay, he's a duck. Don't worry about it. But yeah, the one time I tried bird napped when I was testing the game out, it is awful, and I do not recommend even attempting to get through the house without waking up the dog. This is such a weird way to start their game, too. It's just like, here's some menial tasks for Donald to deal with, so that you can get to this point where he's eventually trying to save a kingdom. Oh, I got potted. I'd say about 95% of the time I run into that pot. Because the forward momentum carries you into it, and if you're not actively working to avoid it, you will just run into it. Yeah, what if Lord of the Rings opened with Frodo just, like, sweeping? He just needs to sweep things. He's gotta raise money before he can go on his expedition. Obstacle course. I used to be really bad at this. Now I'm conditionally bad at this. Oh. Oh, come on. Well. Oh boy, everything's gone off the rails. I've hit that start button a grand total of 2 times over all attempts of this game. And whenever it happens, it throws me way off, and I don't know how to respond to it. So, everything is bad and slow. Nine seconds. So yeah, now this hat tells us to follow him to the edge of town to this haunted clock tower to deal with ghosts so he can get to the Magic Kingdom, because this is the portal to his kingdom. So if you play the Japanese version of this, that is what you're missing out on, that hot plot. That's nice. Nice loss of momentum there, so you got stuck on that gear. This is the thing I was talking about with the grabbing of the poles and how it's often bad. You would be surprised how difficult it is. Also be surprised how often he just skates right off the edge of any surface. Just gonna wait an extra one. So there's a lot of technical movement happening at the very start of this run. Here you want to try to avoid touching anything. And you also want to... Oh, good. Nice. Not walk on the slopes, because they'll slow you down. Here's our first boss fight. Boss fights are random. I like to count how many bad cycles he gives me. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 5 is really good, actually. The best I've encountered is 2, and the worst I've encountered in my last one was 18. And when I say bad cycle, I mean when he shows up in a place where you absolutely do not have the ability to get to him, and it's just random chance whether or not he does that. Or if spikes come out of a barrel instead of him. And there doesn't seem to be any pattern to it at all. Here we're racing a rabbit in the snow. Mostly you just hold right. But there are places where if you don't jump in the proper time, you will just lose. But once you've done it, you know, a dozen times, it's pretty consistent. You can see that my time is just like always the same now. Here's the mountains. Bad things can happen here. Primarily, this is an issue of jump mechanics being a little questionable, and sometimes he just doesn't have the momentum he needs to get across a gap, and he just falls. You lose time because it's a vertical stage. That's too low. That was 100% on me. Oh. If you're quick with that, you can get through. You still have iframes, so you can get through that bird. Here's the boss. The very start of the fight is scripted, but then after that, if you don't get him stun-locked like this and take him out before he picks up his hammer, you will absolutely get ruined. So I usually get ruined. Yeah, so I screwed up the timing. Nice. One cycle is challenging to do in hard mode. Like, if you memorize the timing, it wouldn't be challenging, but I haven't memorized the timing, so it's challenging. So I'm doing it by feel instead of, like, counting anything out. That was a good mountains. My mountains in my successful run was terrible, so I'm pleased to have gotten through it. The cave is a dumb puzzle, a maze, and pretty much the only things that really trip you up once you know where you're supposed to go are just kind of movement-based things. This kind of stuff where you're trying to get... You have to land on the thing to get it to launch, but the fulcrum just doesn't trigger half the time. Sometimes it triggers immediately. Here we fight Slimer. We just jump over him. That's the whole fight. Try to avoid getting hit. That's like the only thing you can really do to save time. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I was really happy with my forest last time. I'm sure that this one will be not nearly as good. Ah. One of these days I'll get that jump. In terms of casual play, I think this is the worst stage in the game. I think it's the least. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of the game, and it feels like something that someone designed, just like they were trying to be cute with things that the Super Nintendo can do. Oh, let's just rotate things constantly. Yeah, okay. Better off just waiting here. Just wait here. Be blocked. So if you can't tell, this frog continually rotates the sphere back and forth. And you can only sort of work against his momentum to a point, and then it gets too strong and you have to just go the other direction. Now we have this auto-scroller stage. It's really depressing if you die towards the end of it and have to replay the whole stage because there's no checkpoint. And there are, I think, 3 points where you can pretty easily screw up and have to replay the stage. Boom, boom. That's point 1 because it's really easy to not keep track of your momentum when you're jumping over those short clouds. Point 2 is right here, where you want to do a tiny hop, so you don't run into the guy and get knocked down. And point 3 is right here. Tiny hop, I hit him, but it's okay. Get the big momentum and then don't get too much momentum, and then land on that. Definitely one of those harder than it looks things. Because it looks real stupid and easy if you are watching someone who's played the game, but if you're trying to do it yourself, it's obnoxiously hard to get Donald to do what you want him to do. I don't have my castle movement memorized, so this is kind of slow while I kind of carefully plod my way through it, but it's just because it's too easy to slip and have everything get ruined, so I think I'm better served to just take it easy here rather than try to be a hero. Because this is where it really becomes a problem how his acceleration works, and he will maintain acceleration from what he had before he jumped. So when you land on any one of these individual blocks, if you have acceleration from your previous movements, he will carry it through and all of a sudden start moving faster across the next block, and you don't anticipate it, and you just fall off the block and die. Likewise, I don't really have this memorized in terms of what is the fastest route. I kind of just do whatever, and usually... Oh, I bounced off of that guy. Like, obviously, from a speed perspective, you want to limit the number of times you go back and forth, but I don't think it's that big a deal. This is the only time we use the magic hat. You press the A button at any time to pull out a hat and protect yourself from damage. It won't stay out. Oh, well, won't stay out forever. It doesn't give you any indication of how long it's going to last. It's 2 missed cycles because I just had bad jumps. And so you see me kind of like pull it out and put it away because otherwise he'll just get hit because he'll put it away on his own. But it's also a delay when you go to pull it out, so it's real easy to be like, oh, I gotta pull his hat out right now, and then you get hit because it doesn't happen immediately. Really the only strategy here is, you know, block his attacks and try to not be standing underneath him when he stops, which is random, so you can't really... I try to just go either to the left or right side, but then you don't want to be too far away, because otherwise you won't be able to hit him with your jump. I haven't timed to see if the cycle moves faster and hard, like the time he waits after throwing his ball is shorter. It's been pretty bad in general, because I missed a couple jumps and then just got hit a bunch, but we got through it, and our castle was slightly faster. So this level's another auto-scroller. It's not that bad, though. Just like the other auto-scroller, the only speed tech is, you know, you want to not get hit. This one is not... This one's not really, like, life-threatening at any point. I really don't think it's possible to kill yourself unless you just constantly run into everything. I always slip and fall into those spikes, so that was a rare instance of me avoiding it. Your food in this game was drumsticks. Don't worry about it. It's not anyone that Donald's ever met, so it's fine. We want to hold the jump button when we drop down there to bounce off that fish to make it back up to the platform without taking damage. Now we have this Kangaroo Boss. He's also random. The only thing that I know how to control is if you're too far away from him. If you're too far away from him, he'll do like this tailed bouncing move that will waste your time, so we just want to stand in his face. You want him to do that like wind-up punch, but whether or not he chooses to do it seems to be random. Otherwise, he'll just deck you in the face sometimes, you don't have time to react to it. I'm sure if you were just, like, perfect at reaction time, you might be able to, like, judge when he's about to do it and get him, but, like, I don't know. I don't think it's feasible to, anticipate those punches. So he's trying to wind up for a normal punch right now. That's fine. That's about how that fight usually goes. Sometimes you waste some more of your time, and you're just like, oh, come on, guy. Now they added wind. Who knows why? This is the last stage, and the wind definitely makes it worse. I didn't want to grab this, and you can't let go of a peg once you grab it, so you just have to deal with it. I think you need a lot of reactionary ability to deal with this stage if anything doesn't go according to plan, because it often doesn't go according to plan. Which is a bit weird because it's, you know, it's scripted. Everything is always in the same place, but it's just so mechanically difficult to get it to. Come on, just break this block. I think my strategy here is just, like, you know, try to find ways to get to his head faster, which I haven't put really any thought into that. I just kind of react. All the bosses take more damage in hard mode, so it's a bit more difficult to hate momentum. We'll make it. That's just bad on my part. Nope, not enough time. Come on. Come on. Get me back up there. Oh, garbage. Momentum is a real problem in this fight. In terms of, like, just not being able to get where you need to be. I should just run over there. There's a good chance I'm not going to have the health I need to get through this. Yeah, I'm screwed. Obviously, because this is at the end of the run, I haven't done any, like, save state practice. This is the thing I've done the least over the course of the game, and so I just kind of haven't practiced it that much. There's no way to get up to the hands unless he lowers them for you, that I'm aware of. So you're kind of reliant on him giving you an attack pattern that's helpful to you if you ever fall down. So ideally, don't fall down. Probably 24:19. There you go. That is a much more respectable time. 5 minutes faster than that previous run because I didn't lose like 4 lives to the final boss. And I'm much happier with that. was really disappointed in my movement in the mountains, where I kept falling off and not landing where I needed to. Castle 1 could be a lot more optimized if you learned where exactly you needed to jump. And if I hadn't taken that first death in Pete, that would have been better. But all in all, that's pretty solid. I'm willing to state that like it is actively difficult to wrestle with the mechanics and get them to do what you want them to do that well. And considering how I've only been playing this game for 4 days, I think that's fine. And now I'm willing to take a break from it. But of course, in order to validate the run, we need to listen to Donald singing, so we're going to do that. I also wrote a song for you. Beautiful. But Donald, it's not even my birthday! Doesn't even matter, Donald. My birthday's a month from now. What? Can't give you a hat now. Next year, I'll take you to the Magic Kingdom. We'll hang out with that hat. Hey, Donald. Daisuke. There we go. I don't have anything else really to say about this. It feels good to sort of overcome the technical difficulties of just trying to get Donald to do what you want him to do. I think that if someone looked at the code for this game and figured out what was going on with him, like falling through the corners of ledges and not grabbing the poles when he needs to grab them, I think it would be a great game at that juncture. Also, another fun fact I learned about this just last night is that this game is one of a handful that had compatibility with something called the Barcode Battler, which was a thing that Epic made for a few of their games where you could plug it into the Super Nintendo and scan barcodes and it would do something with the code of the game, like the e-reader for the Game Boy Advance, a thing that I never knew existed. As far as I know, the barcode battler for this game just gives you like level skip capabilities, which the password system already does, so it's pointless. But weird trivia item for you. Nice.